Joining us is Kabelo Seabi, who's a legal expert, giving us more clarity on this. Kabelo, very good afternoon to you. My colleague Mweli Masilala speaks about what will happen come the 9th of April. Will the defense come to court with a decision to oppose extradition or not? What are the legal processes which are likely to unfold?
Good afternoon, Mpho, and good afternoon to the viewers. The next session of the court will proceed on the basis that the defense, now having had insight or having read through the documents, will have to take a stance as to whether they are going to consent to the two gentlemen being extradited to South Africa, or if they have read the documents and are of the view that there is no case for extradition, then they will take a stance of opposing that extradition request. If there is an opposition, the court must then hold an inquiry, hear evidence, and look at the documentation, and the court will then decide as to whether there is a basis to extradite the two gentlemen to South Africa. But on the on the first option, if the two gentlemen consent to being extradited, then the court will, upon perusal of the agreement between the state and the defense to that there is a consent, it will then probably issue an order of extradition.
So if there is consent and that extradition unfolds, what processes will be carried out? Will they, for instance, have to have their own bail process?
No. Once the court has made an order for extradition, the next process is that it goes to the minister who's responsible in the Kingdom of eSwatini. And it is that minister who would then authorize the extradition of the suspects to South Africa, and that order once the court has made that order, the extradition must take place within the 45-day period, meaning that within that 45 days, the suspect would have to be moved from Swaziland to South Africa.
So what about the processes which would need to be carried out once this trial does eventually start? What approach does the court take with the different accused in this matter?
Do you mean in South Africa once they have arrived in South Africa?
Yes.
Once the suspects arrive in South Africa, they would have to be produced before a court within 48 hours of entering South Africa. They have to appear in court, and once they have appeared in court, the matter will then probably be postponed to the date where the other 5 accused are appearing, and these two gentlemen will then be added as accused number 6 and accused number 7 to that matter. Once they have been joined as accused number 6 and 7 to the case that is currently before the court in Durban, they too will have the opportunity or the right to raise the matter of bail. They can make a bail application if they so wish.
Now, another co-accused brother, Lindokuhle Ndimande, revealed in a sworn affidavit that his brothers were forced to seek refuge in eSwatini from the NIU who wanted to assassinate them. How does this accusation change or perhaps shape the context of this case?
The accused obviously are entitled to being protected in as much as these witnesses that the state intends to call in a criminal matter are entitled to being protected. That matter will have to be dealt with by the authorities in South Africa to see to it that the suspects, once they arrive in South Africa, are adequately protected.
And another aspect of this very layered matter is one of the murder-accused businessman, Newzroom, who has now denied that 800,000 rand was paid into his business account for the rapper's murder. What fact-finding mission will need to be established by the state as it prepares its evidence in the bail application?
That aspect will be entertained with the whole body of evidence that has been raised, and with particular to the money, the state would have to make out the case that the money, there was no lawful reason for the receipt of that money by that suspect. And in the bail affidavit, I think the bail applicant, Mr. Gwabeni, challenges the state to say that they should go and look at his previous bank statements and determine from that as to whether similar payments have been made in the ordinary course of his business or not.
Very well. Thank you so much for that. Legal expert Kabelo Seabi giving us some detail around the AKA and Tibz murder case. Of course, we will continue to bring you more as the matter unfolds.